Shedeur Sanders seizes spotlight as Browns reimagine QB future amid Deshaun Watson's fate. Cleveland, Ohio, July 2025. The winds of change are blowing strong in Cleveland, and they carry the name Shedeur Sanders. As the quarterback battle intensifies inside the Browns' locker room, it's not the veterans dominating headlines, but rather the rookie with Hall of Fame blood coursing through his veins. Shedeur Sanders has arrived, and he's not here to wait quietly. For over 2 months, the Cleveland Browns quarterback drama has centered not around experience, but around potential. While fans have admired Joe Flacco's surprising 2023 playoff heroics and Kenny Pickett's flashes of brilliance in Pittsburgh, those stories are quickly being shelved as Shedeur Sanders crafts his own narrative. And now, with a calculated move that captivated fans and media alike, Sanders has planted his flag in Cleveland's quarterback room. With QB cuts on the horizon and head coach Kevin Stefanski set to finalize the depth chart, Shedeur's recent bold gesture sent a crystal-clear message. He's not backing down. A rainy declaration, Sanders' grit on display. The timing couldn't have been more deliberate. As most of the NFL world prepared to celebrate Independence Day, Sanders laced up, grabbed a football, and hit the field in the middle of a downpour. Wearing the Cleveland Browns helmet, Sanders orchestrated a spontaneous workout session in the rain, complete with bullet passes, footwork drills, and sharp pocket movements. What may have appeared like a standard practice to the untrained eye was, in fact, a branding masterstroke. This wasn't just about preparing for bad weather. It was about making a statement. On a recent episode of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, analyst Adam, the Bull Gerstenhaber didn't hold back. He should practice in the rain a lot, he emphasized. There's bad weather here. Practicing in the rain is good. You're going to have rainy, windy, crappy conditions here. He's not wrong. Cleveland's weather can resemble a Shakespearean tragedy come late autumn. Thunderstorms, frigid winds, even lake-effect snow. The ability to adapt in these conditions isn't optional, it's mandatory. And Sanders, already proving himself as a fast learner, knows exactly what's at stake. A marketing savant in the making. But Sanders wasn't just throwing footballs. He was throwing signals. Signals to fans, coaches, and teammates that he's willing to work harder, be smarter, and grind longer than anyone else in the room. G. Bush, another co-host on the show, marveled at Shedeur's savvy. He's a marketing dude, Bush said. He finds a way to endear himself to people. And that takes guts because you can get backlash from putting yourself out there. Yet Shedeur faced no backlash, only admiration. The rain, the gear, the grit. It all played into a well-scripted visual story. This was no accident. This was brand-building brilliance. And just like his father, Deion Coach Prime Sanders, Shedeur understands the power of perception. But he's also backing it up with raw talent. Whether at rookie minicamp, OTAs, or the mandatory camps, Shedeur has impressed. Coaches have taken notice. Teammates have rallied. The dog pound is beginning to bark his name. The fall of a king, Deshaun Watson's shadow grows longer. While Shedeur Sanders rises, another narrative is quietly being written, one of loss, disappointment, and inevitable departure. Deshaun Watson, once heralded as the Browns' savior, is now the franchise's most expensive question mark. When Jimmy Haslam mortgaged the Browns' future for Watson in 2022 with a jaw-dropping $230 million guaranteed deal, it was hailed as bold, aggressive, necessary. Fast forward to 2025, and that investment has become Cleveland's biggest regret. Watson's Achilles tear last season didn't just take him out of the game, it fractured fan faith. So much so that when he went down, Browns fans were seen celebrating. Even Myles Garrett couldn't hide his frustration with their reaction. But their message was loud and clear. The city was done waiting. Still, Watson clings to hope. In off-season interviews, he remained defiant. They don't think I can get back to where I was. I know, and I believe, he said. I'm going to be way better than before. But the belief around him is waning fast. Insiders signal Watson's exit is a matter of time. Mary Kay Cabot, longtime Browns insider for Cleveland.com, painted a grim picture for Watson's future. I really think the ship has sailed here for the most part for Deshaun Watson, she said during a recent radio appearance. I don't envision him playing this season, and I think it's going to be a long shot even next season if he's still on the roster. Why would they keep him around? The answer lies in dollars, not hope. Watson's astronomical salary ties Cleveland's hands, at least temporarily. But Cabot suggests the Browns may seek relief through a post-June 1 trade in 2026, which would significantly reduce the financial hit. Until then, Watson is playing a different role, mentor. A favor repaid, mentorship behind the scenes. In an ironic twist of fate, Watson has taken Sanders under his wing. And it's more than just locker room camaraderie. Back during Watson's injury struggles, one of his loudest public supporters was Coach Prime himself. Now, Watson seems to be returning the favor by guiding Deion's son through the NFL initiation process. It's a mentor-mentee bond forged in gratitude, not just football. Flacco has stepped away from that role. Pickett is fighting for his own survival. That leaves Watson with the space and motivation to pour his knowledge into Sanders. Whether that knowledge turns into performance remains to be seen. But for Watson, it may be the only meaningful impact he leaves on the Browns. QB room showdown. Flacco, Pickett, Gabriel, and Sanders. The Browns' quarterback room is as crowded as a rush-hour subway. Joe Flacco brings veteran experience, but lacks future upside. Kenny Pickett offers potential, but is a reclamation project. Rookie Dylan Gabriel is raw but intriguing. And then there's Sanders, the wild card who's rapidly becoming the centerpiece. Every move Sanders makes suggests he's not just here to learn, he's here to compete. And he's winning the branding battle, the public opinion contest, and perhaps even the coach's faith. The final depth chart may not place Sanders at QB1 just yet, but the winds are shifting fast. Coach Stefanski's puzzle, the past, present, and future. For head coach Kevin Stefanski, 2025 might be a make-or-break season. After last year's 3-14 disappointment, Stefanski has no room for error. And while the front office figures out the long-term answer, the head coach is tasked with maximizing what he has now. Shedeur Sanders presents both a risk and an opportunity. Rookie QBs often stumble, but Sanders seems to defy expectations at every turn. He's calm, focused, and already shows glimpses of NFL-caliber leadership. As the team prepares for preseason, Stefanski's decisions will shape not just the Browns' season, but potentially his own job security. Beyond the Browns, a legacy in the making. For Shedeur, this journey is personal. Critics scoffed when he fell to the 5th round of the 2025 NFL Draft. Some questioned whether he was a product of his father's fame. Others wondered if his Big 12 stats would translate to the NFL. But every rainy practice, every sharp throw, every post-workout social media drop is a declaration. Shedeur Sanders is here, and he belongs. He's not chasing the spotlight, he's commanding it. And in doing so, he's forging his own identity. Not as Deion's son, but as Cleveland's future. What's next? The coming months will determine how far Shedeur can rise. Preseason games will offer the first real test. If he can replicate his camp performances under the stadium lights, the QB competition may get a dramatic shakeup. Meanwhile, all eyes remain on the status of Deshaun Watson, the future of Kevin Stefanski, and the rise of a new possible franchise face in Shedeur Sanders. In a city starving for football glory, the answer may have just walked in during a rainy July workout, wearing a Browns helmet and throwing with purpose. The dog pound is watching, and Shedeur Sanders is giving them something to believe in.